Hello, Waterford citizens. It's Mrs. Durst and Flora. We are talking about winter, and today we're going to create some art that really makes us feel maybe a little somber, a little chilly, maybe a little cold. But it's important because all those feelings help us make our art mean something to someone else. We are going to work in our lesson 3 packet. And what I'd really like you to look for is this page right here, as well as the page that says Seasons in Art, Winter. Okay, those are the pages we're going to use in this lesson. Also, your coloring devices and a pencil and an eraser. Okay, so let's get started and let's bring winter into our thoughts, shall we? Okay, come on, Flora, come on over here. Great job. Now, winter, we had talked about, uses a more muted palette. That means our colors are, well, let's be honest, somewhat less exciting than normal. If I showed you what I was using today, you'd be kind of like, it's all right. It's a lot of brown. I have 3 browns here today. I have 3 different gray colors. I have a light blue that's almost white. It's really, really light. I have 1 green and I have a lavender. Now, doesn't mean I'm not gonna go into my little bucket of colors here every once in a while, but these are my main colors that I'm going to try to work in today. And we are going to try to build a tree in our picture today. Trees are a wonderful way to show what season it is to our audience. So we're going to also learn a little bit about creating trees. So on this line, and you're going to use this paper for a couple of lessons coming up, we are just going to operate in winter. And I have 4 little sections for you to use the colors you think you're going to use the most in your winter painting or picture. I am going to use a few more just because I'm using different shades. I have a really dark brown. I have a medium brown that reminds me of some chocolate. I'm hungry. I also am going to use a slightly lighter brown as well. Okay, and that'll help me with my tree when I come to that part. With my gray colors, I have a super light gray. I'm just going to work in here. I have a medium gray. And I have a dark gray. Now, why is this important? Why are we doing this? Could someone possibly tell me why I'm doing all this work here? I'll tell you. This will help me as I'm creating my picture, look and see what colors I'm using today. I can say, oh yeah, I think I'm going to use that one instead of this one because I'm creating a palette. Even if you're using a crayon, a colored pencil, a marker, creating a palette alongside your picture will help you keep your colors straight and will make you a better artist in the end. Ah, there's a nice bright purple. But we move forward. So there's my palette. I haven't filled that one in. I don't feel too bad about that. I've worked in all the colors I think I'm going to use the most. So save this paper because obviously we're going to work in spring, summer, and fall eventually. So I want you to be able to see the differences in your palette after we're done with this exercise in whole. So today we are going to pull up our Seasons in Art winter picture. And you can print multiples off You can give it a bunch of different tries. Remember, we are in art and we cannot make a mistake. We can always try again. Here's my pencil with my eraser. It is your best friend. Now I'm creating a space or a place in my mind where lots of kids love to play. There's a really awesome tree there. It's in Utah, so I'm going to have some mountains. And anyway, this little space is going to have different things going on depending on the season because kids come to play there. Today we're winter. It's going to be cold and snowy. We actually got a nice snow in this picture, maybe the night before. And so I'm going to just put in a few lines. There's a horizon line that gets me started. This will be what's happening in my foreground. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of another horizon line that gives me maybe another lift into my picture. And then I'm going to create some mountains in the background because we love our mountains, don't we, in our state? Okay, so that's just pencil drawing. All that is erasable, isn't it? But it is my background or my set. I'm going to now talk about making a tree. This tree is going to be around for the next couple of lessons, so I kind of want to have a plan with my tree. I think it's going to be slightly to the right in my picture, and it's going to be the main character. So we are going to just pencil in a trunk. Now, at art class, many of us have already done this kind of thing. Kindergarten, do you remember doing this? We've already created trees. So you're going to create a trunk type object. From there, we are going to have 3 places where this is going to leave the tree. 3 different big branches. Now that looks kind of funny, doesn't it? But I'm going to fill those in a bit. Right there, I'm going to give it a little bulk. Right here, I'm going to give this tree a little bulk. And right here, I'm giving this tree a little bulk. So my tree has 3 places where it kind of extends. Now, from there, this branch is going to extend 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Aha! Do you see a pattern happening? On this branch, I have this 1. I'm going to have 2. And I'm going to have 3. Ha ha! 3, 3, 3. And on this one as well, I'm going to put 1. Here's the second one was already there. And then 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, still not quite tree-like in the winter. Now, the problem with painting and drawing in the winter is we have to be good with our detail. It's hard. So now I have to do on this branch, to give it the right amount of detail, I have to make sure this branch has 3. 1, 2, 3. See? Now this branch has 1, 2, 3. This branch also has 1, 2, 3. This branch, you got it. I think you know how this will work. Each one of our previous branches turned into a 3-pronger. This one I'm going to allow it to go out and out there. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, it's starting to look a little bit like a tree. Now, for each one of these little branches, guess what? We're going to make little branches. And they're going to be 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and work in that detail. Each branch gets 2 more so that it becomes 3. 1, already there. 2, 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Everybody gets to have 3 prongs in their branches. Very nice. Flora is just so happy to see a tree. She loves trees. Even in the winter, she enjoys going to perch on the little trees outside. So we're making Flora something she will really love when we're all done. It's a little hard to fit them all in, but that's okay. That's why trees kind of look full, right? So my tree is coming along. Now, all the kindergartners will remember this one. Now we're gonna make baby branches. All the little baby branches on our tree. Baby branches. These are creating 3 more little tiny twigs that just get a little detail on your tree. There you go. This will matter. This little bit of detail on your tree, giving these tiny little branches on each one of the slightly small branches. This looks good. I think it kind of looks like a tree. That was what we were going for. So our tree is our main character. There are mountains in the background. There is a sky. There is this plane out here in the background. And here's my scape. I'm going to erase this line because my tree is in front. Very nice. And because the kids have come to play, we are going to have a snowman. Now, this snowman is going to have 3 parts to his body. He'll have some twiggy arms. And I think I'll give him a bit of a hat. Maybe kind of a fishing hat that someone might have stolen from the closet to give to the snowman. A bit of a nose, some eyes, some pebble mouth, and maybe a couple of buttons. So there is my basic outline for my piece today. Winter for sure, because I have included Mr. Snowman here. My sun is going to be coming this way. Flora, be my sun. There you go, you have a job. So if the sun is coming this way, remember we learned that our shadows go away from the sun. So in winter, we have shadows on the snow. That makes our piece look more real, right? So I'm just kind of mimicking my snowman in the snow here. The tree gets a shadow in the snow, okay? Because Flora is our sunshine. Now I like what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna color or put color in to this picture using those muted colors that I talked about earlier. So I'm going to use a dark brown to kind of fill in my tree as much as I can. And I'm putting a lot of color in my tree because he's dark. This is a very dark brown tree. And I'm going to make the tree's branches kind of flow as much as I can. And I'm gonna give my tree a lot of branches. So I'm gonna keep working at coloring in my tree. And I'm gonna use all three of those browns that I talked about. I'm gonna use the dark brown on the shade side of my tree, the medium brown in the middle, and the lighter brown where the sun is hitting it, thanks to Flora. Okay, and it's gonna give a little depth to the picture. Now, as I move forward, I'm going to use some shades to really bring out the mountains in the background a little more. So we don't want to forget about them. And I'm going to shade the sky. Ooh, that was close. With this super light blue. It's kind of a cloudy day up there in the sky on a wintry, cool, breezy day. So I'm going to just give it that bit of color so I don't forget about that. And then I'm going to give my mountains a little shading with this lavender on the bright side of the mountains. And then color it in a little darker as I go on the other side of the mountain. And you can use purple, you can use any color, really. The mountains change colors all through the day. It's a really remarkable situation. Then I'm going to put a little green to shade down here, up the mountain a bit, just to give it a little interest. I'm also leaving a little white on some of my mountains, like there's a snow field that might be there. Okay. Now, I have this plane that's like farther out, so I'm going to use this really light gray to kind of feature that snowfall out there in the background. And I'm going to let this snow stay very bright. Now remember, I told you I might dip into my colors for a few things, and for sure, my nose on my snowman needs a little help with orange. Okay, good. Now I'm going to shade in my snowman and really fill him out a little better. Give him a better outline. And on the side where he is shaded, I'm going to give him a little shadow. And I think I want his hat to be a blue hat. So some kids were just there, spent some time in the snow, and decided to really give this guy a little life. Nice work. So I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to continue to take brown through my tree. I'm going to give the buttons on my snowman a little interest. And I think I'll put a few footprints down here in front of my snowman because someone was here working on him to create him, right? So it just makes it look a little real. And the last thing I'm definitely going to do is in my tree, put a raven. Do you remember that we saw a raven in the tree? And it's really an outline in winter. We're not going to really see a full raven in a lot of detail because the sunlight's probably a little muted. But I'll continue working on a little bird in the tree. So I'd love for you to keep working on that. And if you get the chance to send me your picture by taking a picture and giving it to me through email. I would just love to see what you came up with in your winter picture. Until the next time, thank you. Have a great day.